knackered. Kaput. I've been awake now for 36 hours. Spread over a year. Yeah, I'm not getting the right kind of sleep. Oh, and dreams. I had a dream last night. 2 women fighting over me. Dr. Ruth and Fatima Whitbread. Oh, I am a little bit tired. Excuse me. I better not start there. Because it's catching, isn't it? Once one starts, everyone else. Isn't it murder trying to hold back a yawn when it's busting to get out of your face? And you're trying to appear interested in someone's conversation. Did you really? Did you? Oh, lovely, yeah? Where? Corfu? Oh, Corfu for 3 weeks. Lovely, lovely, yeah. What? Photographs? I'd love to, yeah. Oh, look at that donkey with a hat on. Margaret Thatcher only takes 2 hours a night sleep. Well, that figures. Just think about it. If you'd done all she'd done, could you sleep at night? Oh. Yes, I am tired, and I think that. Oh dear. Perhaps it's we live in the age of stress. You see. Yeah. I don't suffer from it. I'm a carrier. But we do. We live in the age of stress, and when you're out and about on your travels, you'll see people stressed yourselves. You can see it on people's faces. You can see. You might be on an aeroplane, sat next to somebody here, right? Beads of sweat on the forehead. Obvious first flight. You might be over the middle of the Atlantic, and you hit turbulence, and the plane starts creaking, and the captain's not making things any better by prattling about over the microphone. Hello, folks. Captain Milligan speaking. We're now flying at 27,000 feet. Not bad for a Channel ferry. And this person at the side of you is freaking out. Give him a bit of relief. I do. I've done it before. Here's a good one. This is a good one. It never fails, this one. I suppose you think I'm a dangy, don't you? Who thinks I'm a dangy then? Who thinks I'm a dangy? You do, don't you, eh? You think I'm a dangy. Oh, I'm not a dangy. Oh, no, I'm not a dangy. Try these things. Try to give people relief. Give people a lift in life. Not long ago, my car conked out. I thought, well, being that I'm an environmental friendly sort of a nut, I'll catch the bus for a change, you know. So I get to the bus stop. 6 guys stood there, bedraggled in the drizzle. Stressed out to hell. You could see it on their faces. I thought, I'll give them some relief here. It's my duty as a citizen to give them relief. I thought, I know, I'll do my space creature. They'll like my space creature on a Monday morning. So I went behind a telephone kiosk, and I obscured myself for a second while I dried my teeth. You know.
not going back to Zog without a sperm sample.
And they never batted an eyelid, these guys. So it doesn't always work. Some people are too far gone. But keep trying to give people relief. On your travel, what about railway stations? Are they stressful or are they stressful? See people together on the platform there, like huddled together like penguins. To keep warm. Trains not turn up. They say it can't get through. The wrong kind of snow's fallen. Train can't make it. 4 leaves blocking the line. Yeah, leave them on that platform. Yeah? Go down the steps. Go under the subway and come up on this platform opposite here. Yeah? Find one of those trolleys that porters aimlessly push around all day, you know, with the cardboard boxes on. And get behind it like this and go across. Give them the elongated arm routine. They'll love it, you know. Don't stop there. Go back again, but give them an alternate one this time. Yeah? But you might not like giving people relief. You might like winding people up instead. Yeah, somebody does that. But I don't. Well, go on. Once I did. Once, a couple of times perhaps. But once I had a real good reason to do this. You see, I've got this friend who's blind. And he was telling me that he gets really fed up of people talking in a particular fashion when he's around, you know, the tone of voice they use and things they say. He'll be in a room with a few people. Someone will say, does he take sugar? It feels like smacking her in the nose, you know? Someone said to him once, oh, mind those steps. He thought the steps were going up, they were going down. He broke 4 teeth. And he was telling me all this, and I felt sorry for him. And I said, listen, I'm going to have to score 1 back against society for you. For all this. You can't do it, but I can. So I got myself these dark glasses, you see, and a white stick. And when the town was crowded on market day, plenty of people knocking about, I tapped my way across the road, you know, in between the traffic. And I made my way over to my car. Desperately trying to keep a straight face. Because in the corner of my eye, I can see everybody's jaws banging on the sidewalk. And I get in, chuck the stick in, clamber in, sit upright, real stiff and awkward looking, and just drive clean away. But not until I've been down the entire row of parked cars, you know, checking out the license plates. Try that one. There's all kinds of things to alleviate stress you can buy on the market. My daughter bought me a relaxation tape. Gets on my nerves. But at least I've had a bit of fun with it. Yeah, quite often I'll stick it in my overcoat pocket and switch it on, and walk around the town. People think I'm a story detective on my day off. Sounds more like the backing track to a blue movie. So somebody told me. All it needs is John Major's voice on there. I'm going to give it to you, hot and steamy. I want to hear you moan. Yeah. There's a lot of counterfeit £10 notes and 20s and 50s knocking about. Lots of counterfeit money. And you go to a till, supermarket till, you've queued up for ages, give them a £10 note and they go, run it through a machine. Yeah. Makes you feel guilty when you've not done anything. So now I started buying 1 packet of mints, getting in the queue. When I get to the till, I just give them the mints and I go, I'm sorry, I haven't got anything small. Really pisses them off, that one. Things wind me up. Get summertime, lots of flies. Try to swat them, you can't. That's because you know why that is. Your metabolism is completely different than that of a fly. Different metabolic rate. I mean, have you ever wondered what you look like to a fly when you're trying to swat it? Huh? No, you've got to use fly paper. But don't use the extra sticky stuff, because you can't get them off again to teach them a lesson. Take a piece of cotton that long, that far from the end, tie a knot, put it over the fly's head. Don't pull too tight, you'll neck it. Just a bit like, and then lever it off, you know, and then let it go. Fetch it in every now and then. Set fire to the tassel of cotton. Get a few going at once, the red arrows, you know. Take it outside, get them all swooping down over a puddle. This guy says, can you remember your first joke? I said, of course I can. I remember it like it was yesterday. Push, Mrs. Cool, there's a good girl. Come on, push right down into your bottom, lovey, that's it, come on. Let's have a nice big push. There's a good girl, come on, push. Push harder, lovey, that's it. Push harder. That's it, good girl. Oh, he's going back in. Come on, push on. Push harder, love you. One more big push. Oh, he looks just like you. Come on. He says, I bet you can't do Michael Jackson. I said, I've just done him, you daft bastard. I've never done anything wrong. And then the Rolf Harris question always emerges. Now, I do this Rolf Harris impression, you see, and people ask about it, and how did it start? I've got to go through the whole story.
Well, first you try and get the voice right, you know. Yeah. Start working on the voice. And years ago, when I was sort of working as an electrician, I'd be chipping away at the breeze block with my hammer and chisel, you know. And at the other side of this huge breeze block wall, I could hear my mate Dennis laughing, you know. And I knew that I had the voice pretty close. But you can talk like Rolf, do you go blue in the face? But until you get yourself some props, it doesn't quite work, you know. So I made myself some moustache from bits of sticky tape and a few hairs I plucked out of a few places. And you see it's sort of when you put a little bit here and sort of another little bit at this side, sort of like an identikit picture coming together, you see how it's sort of coming together before your face? It's just at the Yorkshire Ripper stage at the moment. But these are the things that make it snap into place, you'll see. There you go. Johnny a day, Johnny a day, Johnny a day keeps the doctor away. Hi, Cobbers. But you know, I just don't. I thought it was out. Fighting the wits out of me. But I don't just draw cartoons, you know. Don't just draw cartoons. I do impersonations of cartoons too. Here's my Bugs Bunny, see what you think. What's up, Wolf? Was that like it? But this one you got to guess, right? Who's this?
Okay, what a wabbit. What a wabbit. I'm gonna blow you to smithereens with my little shotgun.
Can you tell who it is yet? Prince Philip? But I can't do impersonations as good as Phil Cool. Have you seen Phil Cool? There's a great one of me, you know. But unknown to Phil, I do one of him, right? Here's my Phil Cool, see what you think.
I've been doing Rolf Harris for 15 years and I'm sick of it.
Was that like it? Was that good? Did you like it? Spy Force Billabong has a better coolie bar, big fat koala virtue and eucalyptus leaves. Never made a good film. Pommies in a tucker bag, toss it in a billy can. Give bang to a swap a Sheila for a jumbuck and boomerang your platypus. Skip us up, down.
There you go. Wow, what a brilliant crowd, yeah. But all this fooling around, doing impressions and acting silly, I never really wanted to do that. I wanted to be taken seriously as an actor, you know. No, I did, but there's not much call for professional northerners. No, this accent kind of like lowers my chances. You know, if I was a Cockney, oh, it'd be all right. I mean, if you're a Cockney, you can get away with murder. Yeah, I'm sure I saw a film with Michael Caine in it, and he just got away with murder. He delivered a line, something like, "Aye,
What about us Czechoslovakian dissidents then, eh? It's called Cockney licence. The Scotch have got something similar.
Yeah. It's called Scottishness. And Scottishness has never failed me. Yeah, let's not forget Hunt for Red October, when I played a Scottish-Russian submarine driver.
Lines from films many years ago stay in my mind. I watched The Elephant Man, played by John Hurt. Brilliant, yes, brilliant. But he delivered one line in it that I think should have been left out. He went over to Anthony Hopkins, who's the doctor, and they've given him these new threads, and he's spruced up, you know, and he's quite chuffed, the Elephant Man, and he goes up to the doctor and
Junior, it's ever so kind of you, giving me all these new clothes. Well, how do I look?
a lot of people try to act. It's very difficult. Mick Jagger tried once. 2 or 3 times. I saw him in a film many years ago called Ned Kelly. Mick Jagger, Ned Kelly. Yeah, and he stood there, the tough Australian outlaw. Well, trying to look the tough Australian outlaw. He delivered a line in it. My mates had to carry me out the movies, I tell you.
Stick out your hands or I will shoot you. My name's Ned Kelly and I'm a highwayman. And you ain't never going to catch me.
I watch a little bit of TV, not much. I'm selective in my viewing. I watch Baywatch. All the dads watch Baywatch, don't they? I'm sure it's not the bear they're watching. And the star of Baywatch, the big guy, sort of wavy hair, sort of like bronzy and big chest, and sort of, I can never remember his name, David Tosselhoff or something. I can't take him seriously. I mean, surrounded by all these fabulous women. I mean, come off it. You know. It's too good to be true. And I can't take him seriously because I remember him for his previous series. Remember the previous series he was in? And I keep waiting for this big black sports car. Leaping over the seawall, turning across the sand, pulling up alongside of him.
Jump in, Michael. Stay here much longer and you'll go blind.
Got breakfast television. Bob Geldof took over that. His wife is presenting it. I thought it was going to be him at first. I thought, good, that's all we need first thing in the morning.
Wakey, friggin' wakey, you bastard.
They started rerunning these, well, they're ageless. All the puppet shows. Started doing the Stingray, yeah? Stingray, well, you remember the theme tune, huh?
Marina, scaly Marina, what is that strange enchanting hint of mackerel whenever you're near?
And the aquamphibians, remember those? Those were the guys that lived at the bottom of the sea. Real scaly little bleeders who were...
Try Tempest.
The rerunning Captain Scarlet, the kids love Captain Scarlet.
This is the voice of the festival.
Mr. Bean. I watch Mr. Bean, I'm an addict. Mr. Bean, the trouble is, it's dangerous for me to watch Mr. Bean, because for hours after, I'm like walking around the house like him. Black and white sci-fis, all that stuff's getting popular again. They're digging it up from the 50s and 60s, showing it on TV. They were okay, those old black and white sci-fis, but in those days they only had one sound effect for every film they made. You'll recognize it as soon as you hear it. So I went...
Grandfather, there's a man coming out of the forest.
Yeah. And extraterrestrials. Films and programs are coming from other worlds to this one. I don't know whether you believe in the existence of other beings from other planets. The skeptics say, if they exist, why haven't they landed? Well, it seems pretty obvious to me. You've got to put yourself in their place. If you were them, would you land here? Just imagine. You're in your spacecraft, hovering over South Africa. There's some guy stood on the ground looking up, going,
Come on, don't be frightened. We're not going to treat you any different just because you're green.
Who likes the old Star Trek? The old one? Yeah. New one? No, well, I prefer the old one, to be honest. I can't do impressions of the guys on the new one. And that's only because I don't watch them often enough. But the old one is implanted in my subconscious. I've been watching it for years. I can't get enough of Captain James T. Cake.
We all. Each and every one of us, my entire crew, we all. Beamed down to this strange planet. Oh yes, and we also took along with us some insignificant member of the crew who was obviously going to get killed. Captain's log, stardate 6.79048192664. 79218. Zulu, put that spear away. Maintain course, Mr. Zulu. Warp factor. Wait. What is that? Out there. Spock. What do you make of this?
It appears, Captain, to be some obsolete spacecraft. However, our instruments show life aboard.
Put 'em on, Zulu. I want to speak to the occupants. Who are you? What are you? Captain Kirk, have you not seen the red friggin' dwarf yet, or what? When you've been doing this job so many years, it's crazy, the things you get asked to do. You wouldn't believe the adverts I've been asked to do. Everything from Mick Jagger advertising Mars bars. You know. Try the new 10% bigger size. Don't half hurt, yeah. To Humphrey Bogart advertising moisturised cleansing tissues. Forgive me for saying so, miss, but have you just dropped a wet one? A lot of people refuse to do adverts. Michael Caine won't do adverts. I don't know why. He'd be brilliant. Aye. Would you give someone you love your last roller? I bloody wouldn't. Clive James. He won't do it. He's built for the job. Do you suffer from chronic constipation? I don't. But if you do, then you may feel like I look. Well, they try and convince you anything, yeah. They say it's quite pleasant to travel on a train. They want to tell that to the ticket collectors. Tickets! Tickets! Sometimes I come up from London on the train, take the Glasgow run, you know, and get off in Lancashire. And the last time I did it, I'd have gone start raving mad. Hadn't it been for that real cool dude giving that laid-back announcement over the station microphone. This train is the 1645 to Glasgow, calling out all the usual places. They'll try and convince you anything. They'll be telling you next that fast food makes you clever because of a special ingredient in the grease. It'll improve your IQ level, yeah? And to prove it, they'll get some guy to demolish 25 gigantic burgers with cheese and onions and relish. And while he's still shiny around his mouth, they'll get him to take the mastermind general knowledge test. President Eisenhower had a nickname. What was it? Ike. Correct.
complete the following. According to American folklore, Doc Holliday's life was saved by his friend, Wyatt. And finally, what is... I farted, so I'll finish.
Forget it, forget it.
Crazier than I am, you lot. Yeah. Well, I could never be an actor, but I'd have liked to be in something connected with acting, at least. A casting director, yeah? If I'd have lived my life as a casting director, just think of all the weird castings I could have got up to, eh? John Major is Superman.
Keep that piece of green kryptonite away from me.
Jack Nicholson is Captain James T. Kirk. Captain's log, start date 6.79048. Who gives a shit? Will you stop staring at me, McCoy? You got a face like a Klingon's ass. Paul Daniels is the same little shit as he's always been. And now, the darling of Hollywood has grown back his beard and his mustache just so that he can bring you the wonders of Shakespeare. Yes. Billy Connolly is Richard III.
Now is the winter of our discontent, you bastards! Did you like that? Kenneth Branagh, kiss my ass. Aye, that was Richard III, you know, right? And what's that one? How's that one go? Shakey's. Shakey wrote one. How did it go now? To be or what? That is the question, aye. Whether 'tis noble in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or hemorrhoids, aye. Don't you just hate hemorrhoids? Ah! Great bunches of greys, ah! Hemorrhoids can be fun, aye. Did you know that? Aye. Hemorrhoids can actually be fun. But only when someone you don't like has got them, you know. And my favourite one of Shakey's, how's it going now? Juliet and Romeo, that one, you know, aye. There's Juliet, aye, standing on the balcony and that, you know, trying to persuade a boyfriend who's in the bushes and that. Aye, trying to persuade him to wrap up warm. Because it's cold and that, you know. Trying to tell him to put on one of those fleecy sort of waistcoats they wore in the Middle Ages, you know. what's it called now? A French sort of, a Vacarie, that's the one. Aye, and there she is, on the balcony, you know. He's down below, she's up there like... 3 degrees below, nipples erect in the moonlight, you know. Romeo! Oh, Romeo! Where the fuck are you?
Sit. Fabulous crowd last night. God, it was hot in here. Yeah, I thought it was on fire at the back or something. I'm getting off on this. I'll be with you in a sec. Here we go. I'll take the opportunity here of being really cheeky, because it's such a fabulous audience. I thought perhaps I could do a straight song, you know. Because I sneakily always wanted to be a singer. And I've chosen a song for you to do tonight for you. And it's a serious song. It's a Woody Guthrie song. He's an American folk hero. And you might like it, you never know. It makes a change from fooling around all the time. Perhaps it's just as well I didn't reach it. It's full of bits of carrot and turnips and all. Well, the kids get hold of it, you know. You couldn't give a shit, could you? When I did that in Manchester, I had 3 St John's ambulances, guys. I better get rid of this before I do any damage. Yeah. Oh, I must tell you, I've just been asked to do the Royal Command performance. It's at the London Palladium, and it's not far off, and I'm getting a bit nervous, you know. Prince Charles is there, and that's why it's the Royal Command performance. And I thought, being that everything strange has happened to him over the last few years, I'd try and cheer him up, you know. So I've worked out this thing for him, so I'll run it through with you, see if you like it.
Lady Camilla, Charlie at your breast, swinging on his ears underneath your vest.
I used to be a songwriter, you know. Well, I still am. When I first started off, I wrote a song for Bob Dylan called Subterranean Homesick Blues. I was really sick when I found out he'd already written it, you know. But I used to write songs for Dylan, and with Dylan in mind anyway. If he'd recorded this one, it would have been a smash hit.
When your biscuit breaks and drops in your coffee, floats for a while and then sinks. But you can't retrieve it until you have finished. But then it's too late, 'cause it's disintegrated.
Give me an old cowboy song anytime.
Looks like we got a stranger in town, Charlie.
That's right, Clint. He ain't ever said a word all night.
Maybe the Comanche's got his tongue, huh? He's coming over.
Could I buy the right honourable gentleman a drink?
Whatever happened to Roger Whittaker? I'll tell you what, he's beggared off to America to be a huge international star. Yeah. And I really enjoyed taking the mickey out of him as well. Some people just have no consideration whatsoever. But they reckon on a he's still there in America, and on a clear night, if you listen.
Fare thee well, my love, I've nothing left to say. Tell the stars above to guide me on my way, 'cause I'm going to the gents. My decision's final, to shake hands with my best friend at my favorite urinal.
What a brilliant crowd. Thank you very much. I've just survived the most horrendous assault course ever created by man. Not the crap-ton factor. The quiz game, no, it's not that. I'm talking about the most horrendous practical joke you could ever think of. The M6 motorway. Now, the M6 motorway is the longest highway in Britain, and at the moment it's all up in there. And so, I've no need to describe to you. You know, you've been on it, right? You're travelling along, right? No rush. 98, right? Suddenly, all the brake lights in front of you come on. Right? People start swerving from lane to lane. Hazard lights flashing, indicators going, people screaming and stretching their necks to see what's going on.
What the hell's going on? Some of us are going to get to work in the morning. What the blade? We're stopping. We're stopping. Why are we stopping? We've stopped. Why?
And then you see it. Not the actual blockage itself, but you see a sign telling you which lane's blocked. One of those with the little red bar across it, right? Right. They don't put them early enough on the motor. They put them, by the time you see it, it's too late. Everybody's queued up anyway. But you see this sign telling you that this lane, the fast overtaking lane's blocked. Well, more often than not, it's this lane. Right? They call it the overtaking lane. So you see the sign saying this lane's blocked. Your own common sense, your common human decency tells you to get out of this lane and merge over into one of the other lanes like a good citizen should, right? Am I talking to the wrong people here? So you do. Well, I do, anyway. And in this lane, the middle lane, go slow. You get bored, perhaps, right? Wind your window down, see what's going on further down, stick your head out. You've got a Mohican with blood on it as Mr. Mean goes flying down the outside. And isn't it always a Ford? A big Ford motor. And you can tell he's a rep because his jacket's hanging up in the back. And he doesn't give a shite. He's got his foot right down on the gas. Queue forever, suckers. Straight down the outside. As he gets right down there, he starts getting near the cones, and he realizes, right on top of the cones almost, he realizes he's left it too late now. So right at the last minute, he puts his left indicator on and starts trying to sneakily get back in. After everybody else has queued up for ages. And all the moderates, middle of the road people, are sat there in the middle lane in the Morris Minor Travellers. And the Toyota Corollas. Yeah. And by this time, you can barely get a razor blade between each bumper. Everybody's driving tight formation. And just barely in the corner of your eye at this point, you can see Mr. Mean frantically winking to get back in. And it's a nice feeling. It's better than nice, it's orgasmic. You're not getting in now, pal. No way are you getting in. You're stuck now, aren't you? Stay there and rot. Anyway, I can't let you in because I've not seen you. And with 9 inches to spare, Mr. Mean's getting really desperate now, so he gets his left wing right over to your right wing. It's just going to be a paint job when he blasts on the horn, you know.
May I? Squeeze a little one in, can we?
Now, this is the point when being an impressionist comes in handy, because you're right up close to this guy now. He can hear you, you see. So you wind your window down real cool and slow. Wrong lane, asshole.
Clinty Botty is right.
Farty best, smarty bottom.
Why don't you do everybody a nice favour and have a nice head-on collision with the motorway bridge, you bastard? Have a present for the Ford Granada.
Super crowd, thank you very much. Brilliant audience, thank you. Good night. Thank you. fabulous crowd, yeah. I'll just have a twang on this before I skedaddle. But you truly have been great, really. But you never know what a crowd's going to be like. I mean, you might all be on a mystery tour from a hospice, I think, you know. But I turn up here tonight and, you know, it's fabulous, ain't it? Well, I'm just going to try and do a gob iron piece for you, a mouth organ piece tonight. If I can do it, it'll be a miracle. Never done it for years. Here we go. You could use this for another ending if you give me a right, you know, make it seem like it's the end, because it is. You know. Good night. See you sometime again. Thanks for coming along. Brilliant. Good night.